What is up, YouTube? I hope you guys are all having a blessed day. I'm having such a good day. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving dinner. I'm on my break, guys. So now we're gonna get into this video, and I hope you guys have a blessed day and stay tuned because I'm about to show you something crazy.
So most of you came here because you want to learn how to maximize your medal gain and how to cap out at 15 to 20,000 medals in under an hour. Well, this is the perfect video for you, but this is going to depend on your drop multiplier, obviously. So in this video, we're going to discuss two different methods in order to maximize your medal count. So the first method that we're going to go ahead and do in this video is for my professional players. And for that, I'm going to say that you're going to need about 500 billion DPS for this to be efficient. So if you have less than that, then you can go ahead and go to this timestamp on the screen right now if you need to learn how to maximize your medals and you're not that good of a player. Also, before this video begins, I just want to thank you guys for 3,000 subscribers. That means so much to me, and I'm going to be going ahead and giving away 10,000 gems to 15 lucky people on my Discord server. So if you guys haven't yet, make sure to join that, link in the description below. But now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and learn how we can maximize our medal gain. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do for this method is we're going to solo impossible raids. This is where you'd have the 500 billion DPS requirement, because if you've under that, it's not going to be very efficient. So if you don't have at least that much, you can always go to method 2. So for this method, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I have a drop team and a DPS team. Obviously, you don't have to have a drop team, but it would just greatly increase the amount of drops that you are able to get and therefore the amount of medals that you get. So for this video, I'm going to go ahead and use a drop team, and I'm going to go ahead and use that on keybind 3 while I have my drop team, not my drop team, while I have my DPS team on number 2. I'm also going to be using a drop boost because that is the way you can maximize the amount of medals you get per raid. If you don't have a drop team and a drop boost, you'll probably get like at least 2x less than me, but this is still regardless the best way to farm medals in the game as of update 8. So what we're going to go ahead and do is for this video, I'm going to be using a green planet raid because I find it the easiest and shortest raid to do. We're going to go ahead and start the raid, and now if we turn on auto attack, we should be doing pretty good damage. You can use a damage potion if you would like to. I personally don't because I don't want to kill the mini boss and the boss too quickly, and I will get into that once we are actually at the mini boss. But you guys should always be going for the secret chest if you guys want to maximize the amount of medals that you get every single time. So for this video, I'm going to go ahead and farm some medals by going to the secret chest here. So there we go, all the mobs are dead, and we can go ahead and claim our chest. And how many medals will that give us? That's going to give us about 100 or so medals. So now that we are at the mini boss, this is very important. As we discussed earlier, I have two teams. One is for my DPS team and one is for my drops team. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to set my units onto this boss here, and when it gets really low HP, I'm going to switch to my drop team. The reason for this is because we will have higher multipliers. So let's go ahead and switch to our drop team right here. The boss is at 0 HP, so we got really close. We're going to go ahead and put them on the boss here. We're going to go ahead and retreat and attack. Sometimes it's a little bit bugged, but we're going to go ahead and attack that boss right here, and this should give us more gems because we have a higher drop right now. I don't know what's happening. I think the boss is like bugged or something. We're going to go ahead and kill it, and eventually it will die. You just need to give it a couple seconds or so. Okay, so the boss ended up regenerating HP, which is completely fine. So we're going to go ahead and take it down, and we do a fairly good amount of damage with just one unit equipped right here. So the boss just died, and if you look at the screen right now, we got about a couple hundred medals from that. So now we're going to go ahead and switch back to our DPS team, and we are going to go through this raid more. If you have a smaller radius for your auto tech, you can go ahead and follow along the path, but since I have a large radius that can hit everything in this area, I'm just going to go ahead and sit up here while I wait for them to kill everything in the area. Alright, so now we are on the boss fight. The boss is going to have about 100 trillion HP, and we're going to go ahead and weaken the boss down. If you guys don't use a drop team, you're going to get like a lot less medals, so I highly recommend you use it for this video, and I recommend being able to complete this raid in under 5 minutes so you guys don't lose time, because if you guys do this method, you guys can max out your medals to up to 15k in under 1 hour, so it's really good. So here we go. The boss is about at 1/3 HP, and when it gets down to about 1 trillion or so, we're going to go ahead and switch to our drop team. The boss is now getting quite low, so now the boss is at 1 trillion HP. We're going to go ahead and put our mobs on here, and we'll be able to see how many tokens we get. So there we go. The boss has just died, and if you look at the left side of our screen, we just got 700 medals from one boss, which is pretty good. The only way you're going to get more is if you do nightmare raids, which takes like 10 minutes each, so it's overall not that efficient in my opinion, unless you're of course doing it with like a couple people so you get more medals. So there we go. We completed the raid, and we got 1.3 thousand medals from one raid in under 3 minutes, guys. So obviously I'm not going to have any cooldown because because the raid cooldown is 3 minutes. Well, I think it's 3 minutes. I'm not exactly sure, but you guys saw that we got over 1.3 thousand medals in 3 minutes, which is really good. The only way you're going to get more than that is if you're either farming nightmare raids or if you're using the purple key, but it's still one of the most efficient ways to get medals in the entire game. That's the method that I personally use. I did this during the 2x drop event and I maxed out my medals in under 30 minutes because if you guys didn't know, during drop events your drop multiplier is increased by 2x, so I was getting around 2.3 thousand, actually more like 2.6 thousand medals per raid, which is really insane. But yeah, if you're a good player and you have a drop team, that is going to be the greatest way that you can maximize your medals and get all of your medals done by 1 hour. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is look at the second method for all of you kind of weaker players. So let's just get straight into that. All right, so this part is going to be for all of you newer players who don't really have a high amount of DPS. Now the same can be said for what I said to the pro players. You guys should be using a drop boost as well as a drop team if you can, but if you don't have those because you're obviously going to be newer to the game, that's completely okay, but it will take longer if you aren't using a drop boost or any sort of drop multiplier. So this method is going to be a little bit unorthodox, but it's going to involve leeching off players in the Discord server. Obviously, I'm not recommending you do that, but if you are weak and you kind of have to do what you have to do, people should be able to carry impossible raids anyway, so it's not like they're missing out on much. Alright guys, so here we are in the Anime Champions official Discord server. If you want to join that, the link will be in the description below. So if you guys are newer to the game and you guys need to farm tokens, the main thing that I would say is to go to this private server right here, and if you look here you can see a bunch of players who are farming impossible raids, and most of them don't even have requirements. A lot of them just say to join them. So if you guys want to farm a lot of tokens, what you guys are going to do is join these impossible raids here, and people will most likely be able to carry you, and you will either get a bunch of tokens just from other people helping you, or you can of course join my streams when I am streaming impossible raids. It doesn't really matter either way, but this is also going to be a very effective method if you guys want to be able to farm medals, because a lot of people will be joining these raids, and if you have like 20 people who are farming one impossible raid, you guys are going to finish the raids extremely quickly. So if you are a newer player, this is the thing that I recommend doing if you guys need to farm medals, of course. Like let's say for instance you need to do a Attack on Titan raid. So if I go ahead and go to the search panel here and I go in channel and then I search Attack on Titan, you can see that a bunch of people are posting Attack on Titan Nightmare, Attack on Titan Impossible. You can go ahead and search all of these up and you'll find people hosting different raids. But yeah, that's basically gonna be it for both the methods. You either can do solo impossible raids and use drop team and a drop boost, as well as having the drop game pass if you guys want to earn 1.3 thousand medals per raid, or of course you can use the Discord server to find different people who are hosting impossible raids and you can just run with them and earn a fairly decent amount of medals per raid. Around, I think it's about 500 medals or so per raid, which is obviously less than 1.3 thousand, but it is still a good amount nonetheless if you cannot solo anything.
Alright, thank you guys for watching this video. It takes me a lot of time and effort into these videos, guys, so please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. Peace.